welcome to Rapid Reviews Radio Podcast, episode 211. That doesn't have a title as we are starting, but that's okay. We'll get there organically. I'm your co-host, Kiley Wilde, and I'm joined by my ever-present co-host, Beat Beckett.
I'd suddenly changed my name during the week, clearly. Mike, that recording is now redundant. You might as well delete it.
I should have chosen the other drink.
I know, that's what I'm thinking. I'm literally not even through the first mug.
Do you want to do that again, Kiley? Or are you sticking with that?
Oh, no. His real name.
Jesus.
I forgot I had a wine bottle there.
Welcome to the Shit Show podcast.
Chaos is queen, baby. But no.
Clip that.
Oh no, those clips are doing far too well for me.
Some of them are doing all right.
The most embarrassing ones, anyway.
Yes.
Now, my co-host is correctly named Pete Beckett.
Hello.
But we have two very special guests on the show today.
Are you going to get their names wrong?
Probably.
Good.
We have best friend of the show, Miketendo.
Hello. Hello.
Best drink? No, I guess I'm the best drinker of the show. Second best drinker of the show, CD.
Hi there.
He has the premium
Cheers.
bottles. Yes.
Well, you might as well just call him your drinking buddy.
Drinking buddies. But yes. So every week I like to start the show off by finding out what we played, how was your week, and any crazy bunny trails you want to bring up. Don't tempt me, because I will. But this week we'll start with CD. How's your week been? What you been playing?
It's been a pretty good week. I've been playing on a sorted list. Mainly, though, it's been splitting apart Gundam toys with Gundam Breaker 4.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Nice.
It's a fun action game where you battle with Gundam toys of all kinds, and you can break them apart. And when you finish the battles, you get loot, as in parts of them, like heads, arms, legs, the whole shebang, and you can mix and match those. And depending on which ones you have different special abilities, you have different stats, cool. And all the like. Mm-hmm.
They should do that with Kinder Eggs. Make them battle. I like that concept, though. I'm not gonna lie.
But they'd get banned in America if that was the case.
Yes! Kinder Eggs are not allowed in America.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least you can't swallow the digital game. And besides that, I have today tried out, let me just quickly check that I get the name right.
Would you say that it had style?
Oh, that took me way too long. It took me 2 full seconds. 2 full seconds to get that. Oh, that is sad. I'm blaming the wine on that one.
Mike, be careful. I am hovering over the kick button.
You may want to change its name to Yeet.
Yeah, I'm going to change it to the yeet button. Yeah.
And the eject button. Whee! Team Mike is rocketing off again.
Nice.
So the other 2 games that I've been playing have been Agalos, which is Tell Me You're Wonder Boy without telling me you're Wonder Boy.
Oh, I love Wonder Boy.
Effectively. And Magicraft, which a friend of mine described it as Noita combined with Binding of Isaac.
Oh, right.
I don't know Noita, but that probably tracks. It's essentially you start out with a magic wand that you pull out of a stone, kind of Arthur-like.
Yeah.
You're the chosen hero, and then you have different slots there, which you can add either magical effects to that change your projectiles or different types of projectiles. Like at first you have just standard ball type projectiles, but I also already in my first run found different stuff like one was kind of like magical butterfly projectiles, which home in on enemies, and one other was a giant rock that rolls across the ground.
Nice.
Kind of like indie.
Yeah.
And the latest that I found in that run was meteors, which is also fun. And you can combine them. You have a certain amount of slots in that staff, and you can combine them with different effects. Yeah, that was a pretty fun one.
That sounds very fun. I'm intrigued. Very intrigued. Mike, what about you? How's your week been? What you been playing?
My week's not been too bad. I mean, it's the last week before going back to school again for me because I've got the second part of my course for becoming an electrical technician, which is all the boring stuff. But as regards to what I've been playing, I started off this week going back into an old game. Old because it is that old, but I really got into Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag again.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. How did it feel going back to that?
I mean, I haven't played any of the newer Assassin's Creed games, so it was quite fluid for me. But coming back into the game, and it had been a good couple of years since playing it before, because I did get it for the Switch, and I played about halfway through and then just left it. Because I'd already beaten it on the Wii U anyway.
Oh,
and then, so it was basically watching a program on Netflix about the pirate republic that was Nassau, and you know how all the and then I got into this pirate vibe again. I think, Assassin's Creed, so I jumped into that as you do.
Very cool.
Then I've been playing some other games, a couple that I've got under review, which will go out next week, I think, or towards the end of next week. So I can't talk too much about them, but obviously they're coming out. One of them's a brawler based on a very, very popular franchise from the 80s. Ooh. And other games that I've been playing was Dead by Daylight, for the Castlevania stuff. I played that with my sister, her boyfriend, her boyfriend's brother, and their mutual friend from work. Now, they all work at Aldi, the supermarket, not the car store.
Oh, okay.
But, so that's basically how they found, met each other and all that. Mm. And so we was just having an absolute blast with that, to the point where, because there's two brothers in there, and they're a right laugh, they're a right crack. That one of them got killed by the other, because one of them was the killer, the other one was the survivor, to the point where he called up his mum.
Oh no!
Right? Whilst we were recording, nonetheless, right?
The clip is actually live on YouTube.
Make him apologise.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
You can hear the mother saying to the brother to apologise.
Oh
that clip is currently live on YouTube, so I'll find the link and post it in the chat.
Yes.
I love it.
Sorry for being mean to you. It'll happen again.
Well, it's my turn to be on the Xbox.
Indeed, because then the other brother became the killer and killed him. So then the other brother called up the mother. To the point where the mother was saying something like, "Stop killing each other, you're brothers, or just kill each other and get it over with."
Things that can be taken out of context.
Oh yes. Unfortunately, I couldn't include that in the actual episode of me podcast, but I have shared them clips separately on our YouTube channel.
Oh, that's excellent.
Right,
Clarity's sake.
It is now in the chat for the audience.
That's great. Very good.
And then ultimately, the last game that I've been playing was Splatoon 3. And now for those who are watching, you can see that I do have the Splatoon amiibo in front of me of the three big, pop icons groups in the game. And For a reason, yes, because we also filmed another episode for the podcast, for the Gaming Chat podcast, which Pete came along and helped me with as well, so that we could win at least a couple of games. And we did. We did win a couple. We did win a few. We lost a lot, but we won a few.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's all in the fun.
Assembled it.
So it wasn't a total ink wash.
It was mostly. It was pretty poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And then as soon as I ditched everybody on my team and started playing with others, I was winning and splatting a lot of people. So I don't know what was happening. I think I was being carried at that point.
It's almost like trying to do the whole Twitch streamer, YouTuber thing where you're talking and playing at the same time. It's quite difficult.
Yeah.
It's very...
It is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you even forget how to talk.
Yes! I tell people on my streams, like, I play so bad when people are watching me for some reason. It just goes...
It's more entertaining that way.
It's true. That is true.
It is because like when we was playing this in one match, we came up against someone who was an extremely sweaty person, and we mean really sweaty. They got about 19 splats. Now, splats being kills in the game. So 19, that is high.
That's really
I think the most
high
we normally
for a
see from
3-minute game.
people is like...
Right.
Yeah. So they were absolutely
19
decimated.
splats in 3 minutes?
We were basically just lining ourselves up, like me, Pete, Gorney, and my brother Jack. Just lining ourselves up while the other one just goes pop, 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 pop. As soon as we spawned in, boom, we're gone again. So, yeah.
Yeah, there were several wipeouts in that particular game.
Oh,
nice.
There were lots. But,
not our finest moment. But that's pretty much me for the week.
So since you have been playing Black Flag, have you heard about that other great game Ubisoft has been making out of that?
Let's not talk about that.
I'm sure
one.
that's a great success, right?
It's something about skulls and bones.
I've heard it's the first quadruple A game.
The notorious game that Kiley said would never come out.
It's true, and they should stuck to what I said, which is it's never coming out. Instead, they released a game that looks like a mobile game and plays like a
mobile game.
No, I was gonna say mobile game, but
I mean, the only reason why it came out is because they had to bring it out.
Yeah, they had to. Exactly.
They were forced to. Good.
So, but yeah, I did for years.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, I was like, it's not coming out.
But I'm sure that's going to be running much better on the Pro.
Let's get to that.
Hello, Flame. How are you? Good to see you today.
All in good time. All in good time.
Hello.
All right, Pete. What about you? Did you like my English accent?
That was good.
I did it.
It was
I've been working on it.
Pretty terrible.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to piggyback off of Mike's a little bit here by saying that obviously Splatoon 3 was played during what they call Grand Festival. So this is the final Splatfest that was going on for Splatoon 3, where you had to pick between past, present, and future, which, like Mike said, it's because of the different idols that you get and the pop icons. We chose past because obviously Callie Marie are best. Obviously. Thanks, Mike.
There you go.
For our visual watchers there.
Yeah, so actually, first time I'd picked up and played Splatoon 3 for a very long time, and it's still not my favourite in the series. I still think it's probably the weakest in the series, because the first one still is excellent. The second one is just top tier, and then the third one, it's alright.
They absolutely nerfed the aerospray, and especially with the special as well, because in 2 and I think the first one as well, they had the curlers that you could just throw out like multiple curlers, and you could just cover so much ground with that.
Yeah, I developed some really good strategies with those curling bombs. It was ridiculous. But yeah, they've nerfed the living hell out of it, but that's fine, because obviously it's a live service game. You got to do some balance adjustments here and there. But we're now basically leading into what Nintendo decide to do next with Splatoon. I guess it depends on what happens with the Splatfest. So yeah,
I mean, since this is the last one, I'm guessing Splatoon 4 on Switch 2.
Yeah, the nature of the end of the Splatfest results for each game, like the last one, tends to dictate the direction of the next game. So who knows what's going to happen? So we'll see. But
That's an interesting way to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems very likely that Splatoon 4 is likely to come out on the next console, so they'd be stupid not to bring out a new Splatoon, obviously. So
yeah, I mean, if it's been holding on this long, that means it's quite popular.
That's true.
I mean, it's been a couple of years at this point. I think Splatoon 2 had a little bit longer, had an extra year on Splatoon 3.
Yeah, because that came out in 2017, didn't it? Around about June or July time.
I remember the first month of the Switch launch, they had the open beta, didn't they? And then it came out in July. So that was awesome. But yeah, so playing that game, good fun. 2 main games that I've been playing. I'll talk about one a little bit briefly because I spoke about it last week. Continuing with Astrobot. I'm now done 4 out of the 5 worlds. Nearly completed it. Still really enjoying the game. Very much a very strong contender for me for Game of the Year because it is excellent. It is a very well designed, very tight platformer, and the levels that you get at the end of after each boss run have been even more of a surprise than the first one that I saw, which is kind of cool. I don't want to give away too much, obviously, because spoilers and all that. I want people to actually go and play the game. The end of the 4th world was another series that Sony have not referenced in many, many years.
Yeah, you mentioned that last week.
No, that was the end of the 1st world. The end of the 4th world is another one that they haven't mentioned in quite a few years, and even I was a little bit surprised by that. I was like, and the level itself is actually really cool. So it shows that Team Asobi, like in each one of those levels, could actually very much make a game in each of those respective franchises because they understand the source material.
See, that's so important.
That's cool.
So it's very cool. Obviously, if you are prone to spoilers, I wouldn't recommend going to look at YouTube because they're all over the place. And I think that's one of the things that you just don't want to have with this game. Whilst it is a really neat platformer and really fun game, a lot of the surprise is who you collect in terms of the bots and the levels that you complete. It has also got an incredible soundtrack as well, which is just ridiculously good.
Oh, that's always good.
So yeah, Game of the Year contender, very, very, very highly up there because this year has been a bit of a wet fart for games. But the main...
For AAA maybe.
Overall, for AAA games, it's definitely one of those years. It's going to be the king of the indies. I think is going to pretty much reign supreme. So
indies and medium-sized titles.
Exactly.
Space Marines too.
Yep. Speaking of a medium-sized title with grand ambitions or grand expectations, let's say, the main game I've been playing for about 30 minutes or 45 minutes because I hadn't had a long time. Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Classics Fighting Collection.
Everybody's playing that right now.
Hold that pop up.
Sorry, CD. There's a bit of a spoiler there. I've not been playing much of it because I haven't had a lot of time this weekend because of work, but so I played a few games of the arcade ladders on a few of the games. So the main ones that I have affiliation with are X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So I've done a little bit of the arcade ladders on those. So notoriously in the past I have turned around and I said I'm not the biggest fan of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back when it first released. Is it now's the time to turn around and say I think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is an excellent game and probably was just a little bit too young to understand how great it is when it released? I think it is also, for me as well, the fact that they changed it from a 6-button layout to a 4-button layout from Marvel vs. Capcom to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 sort of confused the hell out of me as a kid as well. But yeah, 2 is an excellent game. It is... I haven't tested the netcode out yet, but that is going to be my next port call once I actually have spent some time with the game, learning each mechanic again, because there's a lot to learn across these games and trying to get used to the pace of each game, because each game is obviously incredibly different in terms of its game speed, its combo styles and routes. Picking up a character like Shimogorath in certain games, he's gone from being a motion character and free to a charge character, so having trying to remember all of that again is great fun. The biggest disappointment with the collection, I'm sure most of the people have obviously said this in reviews, but the fact that the game has online to it and it has apparently a pretty sturdy rollback netcode to it, doesn't have cross-play, unfortunately, so you're pretty much reserved to only playing against PC players, Switch players, or PS4 players, wherever you buy it. So that was such a shame, especially since when the game launched on Steam, it had about 6,000 players to start. Most of the ex-pros are all playing it on PC, so that dwindled the player count to about 2,000 players within a couple of days.
Goodness.
So, yeah, great fun, but... Look,
with the newer collection, last time they announced crossplay, didn't they?
That's what I thought.
I hope so. I have to go back and look at the trailer. If they have,
maybe they'll patch that in.
Who knows? If they do, great. If not, well, just having the collection there and having the games, that have been in a licensing hell for years, accessible and playable game is great.
I will just say that any game that is on multiple platforms and has online multiplayer ideally should have crossplay.
It should, 100%.
Because it will just
something like a fighting game.
It will just continue the longevity of the game. Because even if the fan base diminishes so much on each platform individually, at least if there's still like 1,000 on each platform, there's 4,000 players there.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So you're still likely to get a game.
Yeah. And whilst it isn't included in the news this week and what we're going to be covering, it was announced for an Xbox One release next year as well, which, great. Can't argue with that.
That's neat.
I mean, that's weird though, but yeah.
Probably because they were having problems with the Series S, but who knows? Maybe it just wasn't in their development plans to start with, and then saw the...
Wouldn't be the first time the Series S is holding something back.
Yeah.
No, not a surprise, but yeah, it's just a little bit disappointing it doesn't have crossplay, but hey... Having these games again, fantastic. Kind of annoying I've had to double dip because digital release at the moment and then physical release in November, but
dear.
That copy will remain sealed.
Well, I'm so old that I played X-Men vs. Capcom on an arcade machine in the Walmart.
Sorry, wait, you mean X-Men vs. Street Fighter?
That's what I meant, sorry. X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Yeah, because it was Marvel
That's how old
Superheroes
I am.
versus Street Fighter, then Marvel vs. Capcom.
Because I was so obsessed with X-Men.
Yeah. The only game I actually haven't played in the collection is Punisher yet, but I will be going back and playing that at some point because side-scrolling beating ups.
I mean, it is kind of the Marvel was Capcom and Punisher collection.
Yeah, but it was technically the game that started the whole thing with the whole brand thing with Marvel. They got the license to work on a Punisher game and then built from there.
Yep.
So, Kylie, how's your week been? What you been playing? Too many games?
Well, yes. First let me say, Flame says, I'm good, hope you're doing well. Doing great. And Denker says, yes, and that one level, Pete, themed around a certain IP.
Which, is he talking about World 1, 2, 3, or 4?
I think he's talking about the first one, yeah.
Oh, Mike knows about that spoiler.
GIF here. Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Yes. Well, yeah, Mike was... So Mike was in the call on Friday after our Splatoon recording, and I told him about it, and he went, "Oh my god, that's pretty damn cool, actually."
Oh, now I'm dying.
I will tell you after the recording is done.
But
yes, that one is damn cool as well, and the music is incredible.
That's not what she said, because that doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
no, it doesn't.
Look at my iPad because I have to see.
When Kylie's go-to fails.
I have no more material. What am I going to do? Okay. Oh my gosh, my week's great. It doesn't matter. I'll talk about playing. I definitely think I might have my. I don't want to say this ahead of time because we're in September. But I might have my game of the year.
Oh dear.
I definitely have a nominee for my game of the year. I have 2 on the list so far.
I have 2 on the list so far, I guess.
So, Dagger says, well, I was trying to be
No,
cool.
I have 3 on the list now.
Well, let me say, this is how I described it on my stream. I stand by this. It is a game that if Goat Simulator and Hitman went on this really great date and they both got drunk and they made sweet, sweet love on the mini golf course and they had a baby.
Are
Is
you
it
saying
Squirrel with a
Agent
gun?
47 should make love to a goat?
Squirrel with a gun is the best game. I love it so much.
With that description, it kind of narrowed it down.
I mean, it makes sense now.
I love that game so much. I played it Monday. Usually, I have ADHD, so I can only spend like 5-10 minutes on a game, and then I'll switch to a different. If I don't enjoy it, I'll go to the next thing. So the 2 games I'm playing right now is Outlaws and Squirrel with a Gun.
Oh damn! I can get it for $7.99 on PC.
Yes, it is very, very cheap right now. I do like Danker said, $2.11, bang bang baby. I just like that.
That's done.
I had so much fun. And yeah, Nana made this point on my stream, and this is a very valid point. It's Pete, no joke. This was basically they could reboot Conquer as well. It's that same vein.
What with Squirrel with a Gun developers?
Yeah.
Okay.
The squirrel was adorable. I freaked out on my stream. I probably should go clip that. He was so adorable, and you can put hats on him. You can put hats on him, Pete.
Oh.
I mean, you don't need to sell this anymore. I'm already on the fence. I was anyway.
I can tell you even more. He carries. Okay, so you start with a pistol.
It's a good start.
The pistol is
Shocking.
bigger. Yeah. The pistol is bigger than the squirrel, and then he goes to an SMG. Now they do take into account the kickback. So they did, and that's the thing.
Is it a flying squirrel?
That's exactly what happens. And the thing is, I loaded up the game. I'm going to be honest. I did think we were dealing with, look, I love Goat Simulator. That's not a joke. Goat Simulator 3 was my game of the year. But I thought we were kind of dealing with that quality. You know, it's kind of like reused assets. They were just playing around. Goat Simulator was originally just a tech demo. You know, so.
Yeah, it's a physics engine demo, isn't it?
That's all it was. For Coffee Stain Studios. I loaded up Squirrel with a Gun, and first of all, we were greeted to this beautiful, it's not a joke, James Bond style song, Squirrel with a Gun. It was amazing. It was amazing. And then, like, as I got into it, like, the graphics, they're not cheap reused assets. They're made to look like cheap reused assets, but of a higher quality. You can even see the etchings on the bullets and stuff like that. And so call that. I don't think that went through, Pete.
No, it did not.
But I do say that's where I got it. Was at CD Keys. It's very affordable.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the first part of the link works.
Yeah, the graphics are astounding. The music is next level. The sound design is great. It is a silly game. You have to go in there knowing that. If you don't really have that kind of goofy, silly, irreverent kind of sense of humor, you probably won't like it.
With that name, I would have expected a serious detective noir game.
Exactly, it's a serious, hard-hitting. But I flipped out. I love this game. I have actually played it all week, which is just not normal for me because I don't have that attention span. No, I'm in for the long haul. I am stuck on a racing bit because I'm very bad at anything that takes coordination.
Honestly, it's very fitting because when I just think of that scene in Up with the dog, squirrel.
This is not a joke. I named that stream. Ooh, squirrel. Also, he has a gun. But,
so every time your attention trails off, you go, "Oh, squirrel!"
Squirrel. And then, but for real, oh my gosh, they're okay. So he has costumes too, not just hats. I do love hats.
Oh my
we know
god.
This. He has costumes. There's a costume called the Dainty Dress. Pete, it's a little squirrel, and he walks around like this in his little dress.
Right, I'm paid on Thursday. This is a sold.
love it so much. It's definitely brought me more joy. I'm not gonna tell my other Game of the Year things until we do our show or leading up to it. But this is like, I love this game. I love it so much.
I was on the fence about it when I saw it. It did look kind of cool, and I was like, I'm just going to wait and see what the reviews are like. But now I think I'm not. I'm off the fence, and I'm going to leap and go and get it.
Speaking of leaping,
you're diving down.
Well, see,
no, I'm going to fly down.
It's funny you guys say that.
To me, it just sounds like Kiley is going nuts over this game.
See what you did there.
Oh my gosh. But this thank you, Nana, that's very cool. But even when you get to the top, so you have to go to a flagpole to like open, it's kind of has a little Ubisoft stuff thrown in there. You go to the top of the flagpole, it kind of opens up that area, it tells you what you got to do in that. At the bottom of each flagpole.
And you were doing such a good job with selling it.
But these are just Easter eggs. But listen, at the bottom of each flagpole is a haystack. They knew they were doing Ubisoft when they did it.
Okay, all right, okay, because they're on the nose about it. You've drawn me back in.
See? I cannot say enough about this game. It is hilarious. It is amazing, and I know you think, oh, but Goat Simulator, that was kind of like cheap and all this kind of stuff. No, this is like, they took the humor of Goat Simulator and they took a lot from Hitman, you can tell, and they did make an elevated game. I'm nuts about this game. Thanks, Mike.
There you go.
But so that was Monday, and then Wednesday I finished out How to Foot Boyfriend, which is the pigeon dating sim.
Of course.
Now,
Birds and pigeons.
Yeah, a lot of people, and in particular, someone over on my YouTube account said, "Please play this offline. You're gonna love it." It is a Devolver product. I've mentioned that before. There's a whole lore that I have not explored. This game is weird, guys. That's why I played on Weird Wednesdays. I will probably do that just because I want to know more about the lore. I'm so confused about this whole setup of this thing. So I'll probably do that. But since we got the one of the endings pretty quickly into, I think, less than 30 minutes, less than half an hour into my stream, we started up another dating sim, which was called Raptor Boyfriend.
Of course.
I've seen this trailer. I don't know if I saw the trailer here or on another stream, but it's exactly what it sounds like. It's this like, it's set in 1997. The style is very 90s. And it's a very emo protagonist. And she ends up in a school where there's different kinds of like fairies and stuff like that, and then this really cool skateboarding raptor. So we played that for the remainder of the time. I think it's good.
Have they got an Ego Raptor to voice it?
Oh,
that'd be good.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That's where Dream Daddies came from.
It's a beautiful day and everyone is excited. There was a party and the whole Nintendo crew was invited.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love Ego Raptor. That was fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
Back in the day.
Yes. For those who don't know, that's Game Grumps. That's for the newer generation. But us oldies, we know him as Ego Raptor. Oh god, miss those days. Newgrounds. But
oh yeah.
Yeah, no, so good. Friday I started. Okay, so what I like to do over on my channel is I really do, and if you're an indie producer of any kind, if you're a publisher, if you're a developer, if you're a writer, whatever, do get in touch with me. I will stream your game live. I will try my best. I went, oh, excellent, 5% off. Denker put in the chat. Thank you so much, Denker. But this game, oh crap, what was it called? Something Hanwell. Hold on 2 seconds. Beyond Hanwell is what it's called. It is an indie horror game because I like to play horror games on Fridays. Frightening Friday. Well, first of all, I loaded up the game and I loaded in, you know how like when you fall through a floor and it's glitched and you can see all the assets, but
yes,
space in between, and it's not. Yeah, it sat there for a while and had to render. But then I started to walk through, and they tried a jump scare, which I do need to clip. Nana, I totally forgot to clip that. Yeah, exactly. On Fridays, we ended up playing horror games. Yes, bad horror games. So far, it's been bad every single time, except for Doki. Doki Literature Club is good, but it's visually, it's a nice game. I think the whoever did the visuals, they did really well on it. The lighting needs a little bit of work. The game itself was just like, we were just walking around this like, okay. It's very hard to scare me, first of all. I don't get scared easily at all.
You walk through the street. Oh, jump scare.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Kylie.
Okay. Hi,
yes,
jump
Mike,
scare.
yes, Mike.
Hi, jump scare.
Your bank account is in the red.
And there come my eardrums.
Probably better jump scare than anything in that game.
But it is funny, CD, that you say that, because I actually have some shorts up where they're trying to do a jump scare, and I'm like, oh, that was supposed to scare me. Because I don't have that reaction. Yeah. So I walked through this. It's an abandoned hospital. I mean, it borrows heavily from Outlast, heavily, but there's nobody else in there. And it's not scary enough to make you want to keep going. That's a weird thing to say, but if you play horror games, you know what that means. There's no intrigue. There was no nothing. And
there's no tension.
No tension. Zero tension. The logic didn't make sense. It just, I don't know. It didn't catch it for me. So we ended that after about half an hour, because I try to give half an hour to all indie games. I was just a Hitman.
Obviously.
I love Hitman, and then Saturday I also played Hitman. I love Hitman, and I killed my target. Woo! And that's another thing, folks. I do want to plug my channel, twitch.tv/KileyWilde. Because I play Hitman wrong, but somehow I keep getting my targets. There's no way I should be getting away with the stuff that I do, but I do, and it's fun.
You're the Mike Myers of Hitman.
Yeah, baby. Very yeah. Pew, pew, pew.
Yes. Yeah, my gun did not even have a silencer on it. I didn't realize I was using the guard's gun, and I shot a guy in front of a bunch of people with a loud-ass gun, and nobody saw. I was like, oh, okay.
They went, oh, someone died. Must be a day ending in Y.
Oh, Nana said Saturday we didn't play Hitman. What did we play? I gotta pull it up. We played, Crime Scene Cleaner. Crime Scene Cleaner. Which, again, I mentioned this before on the show, and I'm gonna mention it now.
I think you mentioned that last time when I was here.
Yeah, I do actually, because the game I wanted to play was Prison Architect. First of all, okay, wait. Saturdays, I try to do wholesome. I have a lot of friends back home.
Wholesome Prison Architect.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was so disconnected. I was thinking a nice build
Wholesome
game.
Crime Scene Cleaner.
Yeah, okay. It started to go downhill pretty fast, and I was like, I'm trying to be wholesome so their kids will watch me. I couldn't do it. Crime Scene Cleaner does take the mechanics of Power Wash Simulator and Viscera Cleanup Detail, and it does improve upon it. But, that's okay, Tinker. It's still... I play a lot of cleanup games. It's just how I'm wired. I don't know. I don't want a story. I don't want a storyline. I don't want lore. I don't want a secondary. I want to clean things.
You just want to power hose some motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I want to do. Unfortunately,
unclean.
Needs to be clean. Has to be clean.
Say hello to my little friend.
It's a Power Wash Simulator.
Say hello to my little hose. That's what he said.
It's about how you use it. Anyway, but yeah, so like if you prefer kind of story, a moving forward kind of type of thing, you will like Crime Scene Cleaner. It's not, or is it Crime Scene Cleaner or Crime Scene Cleanup? I think it's Crime Scene Cleaner.
Crime Scene Cleaner.
But
Crime Scene Creamer.
Oh God.
Some people, I don't know. But the thing that I noted was there was a difference between, like, Viscera Cleanup Detail, which again is probably one of my top 10 games. It has this compulsion to finish the level. You want to clean. I don't know why it drives you to clean it. It drives you to get, it just drives you to perfection. Crime Scene Cleaner, I get kind of bored, and I'm like, it's fine. Okay. But that's a me thing, and I think it's because there's a storyline involved, and you have to pick up evidence and all this kind of stuff. But that's just my theory. But if you do like cleanup games, I really love that that's becoming a more, like, intense genre. Like, people are adding to it, making games that way, because that just speaks to me so much.
So you would want a sandbox mode for that game.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. Oh, can you imagine? And I'll tell you this, and then we'll move on, Pete.
That's fine.
They have Shrek DLC for Power Wash Simulator coming up, and I am so there.
Yeah, I think they announced that in the opening night live.
I remember Pete saying that in the last time.
Yeah, so it was in the partner showcase.
Okay, I didn't even remember if we did it on the show or not.
Yes, we clearly did.
No, bring up the clip.
No, because you even had the same reaction.
Okay, good. See, I'm consistent. I'm always consistent.
Shows how little she cares about the show.
Oh, that's not true. It shows how much
Somebody once told her.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
What was gonna roll her?
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. We all know that.
We've got almost an a cappella thing going on here.
I'm putting a stop to this right now. No, I fucking hate that song.
I know.
I want to congratulate you all, guys, because this has probably been the longest build-up.
I know.
For the main part of the show.
Nearly 43 minutes.
Of an intro.
What an intro.
It's all right, though, because after this, I probably won't speak much. I'll just sit in the corner and drink. But
yeah, right.
Yeah, right. I know, nobody believes that. Run a poll. But what I do want to say is, I do want to give an extra shout out. Well, first of all, to people who come watch me. My chat.
Thanks, Nana.
Most of my chat is obviously Rapid Reviews chat. You guys are amazing. You just make me feel amazing. I love it when you show up and just I love it.
No, I wanted to hang around on Wednesday, but I was walking home from work and couldn't really keep the stream loaded.
No, that is A-okay. But I did want to do a special shout out for Nana because Nana has really been helping me a lot. Because
this channel too, thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all over, because we know I'm a little bit of an airhead, I guess. I don't know if that's what you would call it. Can you be a smart airhead? Yeah, sure, that's what I am. So he has to come up behind me and clean all my messes.
So you're saying he's the crime scene cleaner?
There you go. Queen of Chaos. He's got to clean up after me. There you go. So special shout out to Nana, because I definitely needed his help this week. But I think that's going to wrap up our intro. I can't believe it was like 50 minutes.
45
minutes. Wrap up the intro. We're wrapping up the show.
Yeah, that's the show, guys. Good luck. If you wanted to hear us talking about PS5 Pro, good luck. It's not happening.
We just literally clickbaited the internet. They came here listening for PS5 stuff. And we just spoke about everything else but.
At least we could say we've got stamina. But Pete,
do we?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Yes. But Pete, I am switching this over to you.
No, you're not. You're PS5ing this over. Wrong console.
I lead from behind. I'm also going to drink from behind. But I'm tossing this over to you. Tell us about your latest stuff, because it's been a crazy week. It's been a crazy week.
It has been, but we're not really covering much news this week. All we're going to be talking about this week is the biggest news.
Well, that's
which was that on Tuesday, as of recording, Sony decided that they were going to put a video or a live stream out with a technical presentation revealing the PS5 Pro with lead architect Mark Cerny, the man who ASMRs everyone to sleep.
Oof. Oofa doofa.
Yeah, so it was about 9 minutes long. I watched this whilst I was at work, but for those in the audience who have no clue what has happened, and I am going to affectionately say that I put this in the beforehand, we are going to EFAP the shit out of this whole presentation. So those who don't get the reference, good luck. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to watch the presentation, we're going to stop it at points and discuss it, and then we're going to go through the blog posts that was posted afterwards and a few key points that have come out from the resulting things, such as the Digital Foundry podcast. So, Kiley, I need you to adjust the window because I'm going to open this. I'm going to share my screen.
I'm going to attempt this on a full bottle of wine. Yes.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Buckle up, folks.
Oh, there you go. Strap in, strap
Hey.
on, as I always say.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So,
I have to click it. I forgot. Hold on.
yeah, you do. I haven't got the chat open, so you're gonna have to let me know if everyone can see this.
There we go. We're across the bottom. We're bottoms now.
Power bombs. Nice. So,
Raspberry.
very nice. So, right. Let's
I'm gonna
just.
turn our names off.
The tastes different, yeah.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna play this and let me know if obviously you can hear it as well.
Oh crap! Did we disappear?
No, the video is just deciding
we're
to
at
be
the
a pain in the dick.
bottom at the moment.
Okay.
We're lined up
People
small.
will be able to hear us now. They just may not be able to see us.
Yes, well, for some reason the video now decides not to be a pain in the ass.
There we go. Where did we go though?
Huzzah! Yeah!
Now it's completely black.
There we go.
I lost us. It doesn't matter. You guys keep going. I'll find us.
No, I've got a render issue, so screw this. Whatever.
Oh.
Oh
Anyway, we'll just go through some of the
Okay.
key points that were here, because everyone... Let's assume that everyone's watched this, haven't they? We'll talk about it, shall we?
Yes.
Oh.
no! Yeah, exactly.
Weirdly
I
enough, we played the
totally watched-
freaking... No, we played the freaking Minecraft
Right.
trailer last week, and it worked perfectly fine, and now it wants to be a pain in the arse. Congratulations.
I totally watched this place.
Yes, we did. Anyway, so, like I said, 9 minutes of lead architect Mark Cerny talking about the PS5 Pro. Just before we carry on with this one, obviously, they showed what it looked like, and Mike, I really wanted to do this. Mike gave me the absolutely brilliant idea of going to buy some black electrical tape and putting 3 stripes across my PS5 to show I had a PS5 Pro. I couldn't find black electrical tape, unfortunately, so that gag is out of...
That's a shame.
I know, it would have been absolutely superb. It would have been hilarious, but...
The racing
Anyway.
stripes make it go faster, Pete.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So,
The wrong color for that, though.
That's true. It needs to be red.
yes. So, basically,
Yes,
this is
exactly.
essentially a PS5 Slim with 3 racing stripes on it rather than the 1.
Yeah.
Go faster stripes. It is sans a disk drive as well, so it's an all-digital console.
Yes.
And also without a vertical stand.
That's true.
Yep, so the vertical stand is, an extra $30 or 30 quid or whatever much it is.
So ridiculous.
The disk drive, we'll get into that in a bit as well. But what was it they said? They said it's got 67% better performance or GPU output, isn't it?
Yeah. Something around
How do you
that.
quantify that?
Don't know.
Well, the PS5, the original, has 36 compute units.
Oh,
And
okay.
the Pro has 60.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure that's that.
What about teraflops? That's what we really care about.
More.
Well, they decided not to flop it
33
out.
and a half.
Oh, right.
Please ban.
I was going to say they didn't exactly talk about that in the showcase. They,
Not in the video, but
they weren't flopping it out on the table.
Oh my goodness.
They didn't do that.
Oi, oi.
Which is weird, kind of, because that's kind of what Mark Cerny would do.
Usually he would do, but
And
usually.
maybe they should have done that instead of the examples they've shown.
Yeah, so basically, actually, that gets into our next point, is they decided to actually show what kind of a difference this is going to make on certain games, including The Last of Us 2 Remastered, Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Horizon Forbidden West.
Those were the main ones.
Yeah, they had a sizzle reel with a few of them on there, but the main ones were...
the main ones.
Yeah, so they were showing obviously the... So one of the new features of this is PSSR, or what is the acronym? It's something spectral.
PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution.
Oh yes, that's the one.
PlayStation sucks in robot hell.
Also affectionately now known on the internet as Pisser.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is essentially an AI upscaling tool that is meant to render more pixels, or at least use AI learning to render an image a little bit more clearer, let's say, at a pixel level. So they went in and basically did a zoom in of Clank. No, it's Ratchet.
The zoom in was for Last of Us 2.
Yeah,
the zoom in was for Spider-Man, and the zoom in was for Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, there was one of the ones that I remember specifically was zooming into Ratchet and showing how like the difference between the PS5 and the PS5 Pro versions of the fact that they were using PSSR.
All three.
Yep. And then what else?
All three are pretty terrible examples.
Well, we're gonna get to that in full detail. I'm just trying to break this down as best as I can, because I was kind of hoping that we would be watching this rather than me trying to describe it. Crappy technical issues.
It's a live show. That's how it goes.
It is. So
Doing it live.
So after basically at the end of the discussion, or the Mark Cerny talking at you like you actually know technical details, there was a big sizzle reel of certain games that were on there, including Forbidden West. There was GT7 and a few others, obviously they'd already done earlier. Then was the grand thing that they decided to state at the end. They left it until the very last second. Vertical stand, like CD has put, $30 not included within the box because Sony wants to make money.
Speaking of money,
no disc drive, and £699.99 or $699.99, and or €799.99.
Nope.
A lot of money.
Once you include the fact that the disc drive is about £80 to £100 or £80 to €100 or $80 to $100, plus the vertical stand, this grand total for PS5 Pro with all of that it is roughly about 830 quid. Roughly, give or take a few pennies here and there. Or if you're in Japan, a lot of 100,000 yen.
Yep.
If you're in New Zealand, it's well over $1,000.
That's such a bad move.
A lot of people were doing the breakdowns of how much it would cost if you were to live in the UK and buy it using dollars, which worked out as roughly about $1,000.
Yeah, there's no entertainment system on this planet, not even a fully fledged VR system that I would drop 1,000 quid for. Nope.
No, and the internet has been unified for once in the fact that Sony are taking the pisser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, except for some Sony fanboys, but yeah.
We will get to that in a bit because that's quite hilarious.
They're always around.
So, a lot of people have now brought up the old classic from E3 all those years ago, where Sony walked on stage and said the PS3 was $599.99, and you'd need a second job to pay for one.
What was crazy about that E3 though was people complained. I was one of them. And Sony did I was gonna say 360 again. That's not what I mean. 180.
No, they did. No, they did not. No, they did not.
I thought that they did.
No, they did not.
Was it the next year? Was it the always online one that they did?
No, that was
Microsoft.
That was Xbox turning around and saying we're going to be DRM, and then the next day, all they had to do was go, "This is how you share your games on PlayStation 4," and it's the video of them literally sharing a disc between them.
Okay,
which is hilarious.
What I mean.
But that's because Sony got freaking burned by the PS3 and all the kickback from that.
Yeah,
They felt like they had to be.
That's right.
Up front with the consumers.
They did improve over time with the Slim and all that.
Yeah, all the Slim versions.
The original.
I was a strong Xbox girl by then.
And
I had dropped PS. PS2 was my last PlayStation.
Yep. Gone are the days where Sony could walk out on an E3 stage and literally put $2.99. Gone. Literally, that classic E3, or was it? What was it? $1.99 or something? Or however much.
$2.99. It was.
Yeah, it was $2.99
against the Saturn.
Yeah, it was because Sega came out and overpriced the Saturn in a stupid way, and they literally, rather than giving a full press conference at E3, just walked out and went $2.99 and walked off. One of the most memeable E3 moments of all time.
See, that's the thing that has haunted Sony from the beginning is their arrogance, just absolute arrogance.
Yeah. It's a constant with Sony, isn't it? Like they get ahead, and then they get arrogant, and then they eat humble pie, and then they get arrogant again.
Yeah, and then they'll do something really good, and then
But that's why the PS4 was like the way that it was, because they had to eat a bit of humble pie with that PS3, and then Microsoft just made it too easy for them. It was quite obvious the PS4 was going to be DRM, and they just rescinded that after seeing the reaction.
I'm not even too sure on that.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure they had enough time to reverse that decision.
Yeah, if they had that decision, but I'm not too sure if they had that really. Honestly, in that case, it's probably more of a, they did nothing.
You know,
and it helped them.
Like
they had their plan and they just profited from Microsoft's stupidity at the time.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
But I'm watching.
I know. Mike is literally just streamcasting it via his webcam. Fantastic.
That works. But fun fact that I have mentioned on the show many times, I'm going to do it again, just because it blows my mind, which is very easy to do, by the way. The U.S. Air Force has 1,760 Sony PlayStations 3 that they use as servers.
A server, yeah. Yes, they do.
Why?
I mean, the compute unit it's quite beastly.
Not now.
Not anymore, but I mean, they at one point got it, so now they have that investment.
I mean, they probably got it for cheap.
But yes, that's true. Yep, for anyone who wants to look that up.
Yeah, I've seen the picture of it. It's quite incredible. Seeing all those things hooked up, and then they wonder why people couldn't actually get a consumer version.
Exactly.
Yes. So I'm going to go around the room. What's our general thoughts about this presentation? I nearly gave away what I thought.
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently watching it at the moment, as you already know. Because
Mike, you didn't do your homework. That's terrible.
No, of course I didn't.
What did you expect?
I mean, Kiley didn't do her homework. I'd expect that.
No.
I was too busy playing Splatoon. You know this.
You didn't have 9 minutes?
Oh, that's what she said.
I mean, you had 9 minutes for plenty of other things.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty you can do in 9 minutes.
3 games of Splatoon.
Exactly. Cheers,
You could do it 9 times. But the reveal trailer for the PS5, that's about a minute each. So yeah,
there
9 minutes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get your minds out the gutter. I mean,
exactly.
To be fair, all of this to me, it's just jargon. Jargon. Oh yeah, the upgraded GPU, the advanced ray training, ray tracing rather, the upscaling. Ray training. You mean this? To be fair, I mean I'm not that technically minded to me where that means anything to me.
Right.
I am very, very simple in the case of, can I play games on it?
Mm-hmm.
Will I enjoy the games that can be played on it? That's all I really care about. That is it. I mean, I have seen what so many people have done with far less. Like, I know we all keep coming back to this, but, The Witcher 3 on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, yeah. That was, that is a huge accomplishment that they were able to do that.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is. And it just means that there's no excuse for, developers to really, really push the hardware as much as they can. And I, like you have said on previous shows as well, that they have not pushed the PS4 to its limits as of yet, except for, PS5, sorry. I'm that dated, I'm that...
Yeah.
PS7 now!
Oh, gosh.
The PS5, they've not pushed that to its limits as of yet, though you did say that there have been a couple of games that have come fairly close. Would you say Astrobot pushes?
I'd say Astrobot's lighting effects and performance generally is one of the standouts for it. I mean, I wouldn't say it's really pushing the capabilities of the machine in a massive way because it's not that big of a game, but I mean, it is technically a very well accomplished game. It looks nice. It's got some very nice sound design, very nice audio design, and some good lighting effects. It's great, and it loads very, very quickly. It utilizes that SSD in a very good way. But it is the exception to the rule because there aren't many experiences worth talking about on the PS5. A lot of those experiences, I mean, especially there have been quite a few like God of War Ragnarok and stuff with the like Horizon Forbidden West have been available on PS4 too.
But what does it do differently, or so much differently, that the other games on the PlayStation
Not
do?
a hell of a lot.
Well, it doesn't have super realistic graphics.
True.
It's all about the teraflops.
Yes.
And it probably doesn't have a protagonist that constantly talks at you.
That is also true. But it doesn't have to push the console to its limits to be an absolutely fantastic game that runs very, very well. Like you said, it has relatively quick load times.
It's 60 frames as well. Just something that seems to be almost impossible on any other game without a performance mode. It's just native. It's native. I wouldn't say 4K. It's probably checkerboard 4K. Because it's probably 1440p.
Or likely upscaled,
Yeah, but it's still 60 frames per second and still looks very, very nice. I said it's not going to blow your socks off in terms of its install size, but it still is just very well done. Whereas something like, I don't know, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth looked like a piece of arse at the best of times, even on a performance mode. Like, the fidelity mode even looked kind of terrible.
Depends on the arse.
I
mean, let's just say a flat one.
That's a good point, Mike.
Sorry, I'm going to annoy a lot of Final Fantasy fans. I don't care for that game. That game sucks.
I have to say that when I walked off the train, it's a train, right? I met Pete at the station before we walked onto WASD.
Yeah.
Pete was very
animated.
That's it about Final Fantasy Remake. So this is
Rebirth.
Or Rebirth, whatever it was.
Yes.
This is authentic and true.
Yes, because that
Remake, a lot of people had a lot of good things to say. Rebirth, it went the other way.
Yes.
Oh, I was about to make a really bad joke.
It's got to that point where it's so bad that I don't even want to play the third game in the series. I'm not even buying it. I'm just going to watch it on YouTube because I don't give a shit anymore.
What a miscarriage of justice.
Overbloated games should never have been free games.
I mean, you could save yourself £70 and just watch a streamer, long play it.
There you go.
You'll get more or less the same experience and the frustrations that go along with it. So, yeah.
I agree.
Kylie, I doubt that you're ever going to play it.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Exactly. And it'll take about 5 years to come to PC.
No.
Yeah. Which is weird because, again, I've said this before. That was teenager Kylie's favorite game. Final Fantasy VII was the first game that ever made me cry.
Spoilers.
Well, I'll just leave it at that. But I think it's very weird, though, because I don't know if this is something everyone experiences or just I did. My whole teenagerhood was basically platformers and JRPGs. That was what Abe's Odyssey and Final Fantasy VII and... that was my now, a million years later, I don't like JRPGs at all. I have no... it's just a very strange thing. So I do have this, continuous love of Final Fantasy VII. Well, Final Fantasy, but Final Fantasy VII really stands out to me. I couldn't, after Pete let me borrow... whatever the first one is. Remake. I just it's beautiful, it plays well, but I didn't have that same spark, So I think it's very strange. It's just not. It just didn't do it for me.
I think the thing is because it came out in a very unusual time with the fact that we were currently locked in our houses, unable to do anything, and my copy came a week early. It just gave me something to do, and I probably thought a lot more highly of the game than probably should have been because I went back and played it on PS5 and was like.
Also, thank you,
this isn't the greatest experience the second time around.
It didn't capture it or something. I don't know. But
anyway, that's a tangent. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was technically mentioned in this presentation. How apparently it is going to look a lot nicer. It was also confirmed that apparently about 80% of PS5 players have all been using performance mode rather than fidelity mode. I wonder why. It's almost like people want actual frames rather than nice looking.
I have no idea. I will tell you this, tangent time. We've talked about often.
Congratulations.
We've often talked about on this show, I can't see a difference between 30 and 60 frames. It's just, I have very strange eyes. I've been to an
optometrist.
That thing. And he was like, oh, your eyes are shaped kind of weird and you got a lot of cones back there. Thanks. Don't know what that means. But it means that I can't tell the difference between 30 and 60 frames. But I was watching Pink Floyd's The Wall over the weekend. It's one of my favorite movies/albums. And somebody had redone it at 4K. I don't like that.
Oh, send that to me, please.
I will. Yeah, I did think of you, Pete, actually.
Kylie, if you want to know the difference between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second, play Fortnite on your Xbox and then play it on Switch.
Oh!
Yeah, you'll be able to...
You will notice the difference immediately.
You'll be able to do the same thing if you play Fall Guys on PC and then play it on the Switch as well.
Right!
It's very noticeable.
Yeah, I might have to do that because I oftentimes, I've said it so many times on the show, Pete does, and he's not, now let me first say, Pete's not wrong. Yes, every game that is produced now should be 60 frames because,
100%.
It's 2024. But I see the difference.
My question is it more noticeable because of what you see or because the controls feel better?
Ooh,
I would.
Because the controls feel better.
I would say that Fall Guys definitely feels better because it controls better in that respect.
Right.
So it's less about seeing the difference; it's about feeling it.
Yes.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, because
yeah.
honestly, most humans can't see mostly above 30 or 40 frames per second anyway. But it definitely feels the difference. And that's a fair point. I'm glad you brought that up, CD.
Yeah, because I never thought of that. That's worth another shot. Okay.
Yeah, because I've noticed this before when I've been playing things like Street Fighter 6 on PC, where I can visually see my frames dropping, and it becomes a bit more stuttery, but it feels much more different.
If it's uneven, that you can definitely notice.
Yeah, but once it's stable, it's you notice any time you may have a drop in frame or a lag spike or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So next up, what we're going to do is I'm going to read through what was revealed in the PlayStation blog after the fact, because this was queued up ready to go as soon as the presentation was done. It will give us a few more details in respects to some of the stuff that we've spoken about. It is quite lengthy. That's what she said.
Beat me to it, Pete. Also, that's what she said.
Yeah. Right. So it was also revealed that September 26th is when these are going up for pre-order, and it's only being done like the same way the PS5 was, via PlayStation Direct, because scalpers. But spoiler alert, the scalpers don't care about the console, they're only caring about the disc drives at the moment.
Interesting.
All digital console, they're going to try and up the price of those disc drives.
Yeah.
Because they're actively available. Anyway, so... go on.
I was just going to say, because this has been established since episode 1, I am the minority here, but I've long been a fan of the digital-only route. I know no one else agrees with me.
Honestly, I've become more used to it the more that I've been picking games up on Steam. I still prefer a physical game, which is why I double dipped on Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, because I need to have a physical copy of that game. Mostly because of licensing issues.
On PC, I have no problems with digital. On console, I prefer retail.
I'm exactly the same way. The more I play on PC.
I can see that.
Yeah, the more I play on PC, the more I can't argue with digital distribution, because I do it.
Yeah. I was going to say, because I play mainly on PC now. So I'm just download
because
whatever.
I'm not really worried about Steam shutting down, for example.
Oh, exactly.
No, but you are worried about
with a console. That's a different story.
Okay, yes,
100%,
I think that's very valid. I think that's very valid. Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to leave my thoughts until the end of this, because we'll get to that in a moment. So let's read through this and we can pick apart every little bit as per what we get to. So just let me know if there's anything you want to discuss in more detail. So the blog states, over the last 4 years since the launch of the PS5, we've worked hard to continuously evolve the console experience and deliver great games our players expect from us today. Doubt.
That was also something noticeable about the presentation. No new games shown.
Right.
Yes.
Current or really current games.
Okay. Well, the rumors that have been doing the rumor mill for the last couple of days is apparently there might be a PlayStation Direct or State of Play coming at some point soon.
They should have shadow dropped.
Yeah, but they should have really shown something, because if you want to advertise your system, you should show something significant.
100%. Yeah, I agree. I mean, a lot of people were saying how Insomniac didn't actually.
Wouldn't it be ironic if they did have something prepared with Concord?
Oh, no.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Set out again.
Oh, CD, did you see last week's show by any chance?
No.
So you didn't actually see the fact that I am a proud owner of a sealed copy of Concord.
Yes.
You did.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I bought that just for the memes.
Just for the lols.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah.
Money well spent.
I absolutely.
Well, was it money well spent? I'll tell you afterwards what I actually did with it.
Oh, no.
Anyway, so today I'm incredibly proud to announce the next step in the evolution and welcome PS5 Pro to the PlayStation family. Our most advanced and innovative console hardware to date.
Most advanced?
Yeah.
Okay. Innovative?
Yeah, nah.
No.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I see that X.
That's an extra doubt.
Yeah, I see. I mean, if it was PlayStation,
No, I'm
it
flat
wouldn't
out
be.
denying that.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it was PlayStation, it wouldn't be an X, it'd be a cross. It's crossed it out.
Yes. Crossed it out.
Yeah. Right, so we developed the PlayStation 5 Pro with deeply engaged players and creators in mind. As many of us asked for a console that runs even higher fidelity graphics with smoother frame rates at 60 frames per second. Because you didn't already promise that with the PS5.
I mean, they did. To be fair, they did.
Does everyone remember when it had 8K on the box and they removed it?
I do, and then they had to remove it.
And then now they have that again.
Yes.
Hey.
I could go up into my loft and go and grab that box that still says 8K on it. Must be a collector's item by now. We achieved this on the PS5 Pro with several key performance features. So, upgraded GPU. So, it says that it runs 67% more compute units than the current PS5 and 25% faster memory. This enables up to 45% faster rendering for gameplay, making the experience much smoother. We've kind of discussed that. Advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides dynamic reflection and refraction of the lights. Yay.
Don't get me wrong, there are times where you can see ray tracing really does enhance things, but overall, it's not that big of a, thing. It's not like terrifying.
It's not $700 worth.
No, it's definitely not. Anyway,
exactly that.
Yep, third feature was the AI driven upscaling. So it's PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, AI driven upscaling that uses machine learning based technology to provide super sharp image clarity.
Yeah.
Basically, ChatGPT has been included with the PS5.
It's just their version of FSR and DLSSR. So
yes,
innovative my ass.
No, because the 30 was it the 30 series Nvidia cards were DLSS2 and the 40 series was the third version of it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and they're currently working on a fourth version because they've probably got the 50 series.
AMD is currently on the third iteration of FSR. So
yeah, I haven't actually seen what FSR is like, to be honest.
Effectively, pretty much the same.
Okay, cool, good to know.
It's just open, so everyone can use that.
That's what we should call this episode. Back in the PSSR. Only millennials will get that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
So anyway, as you were saying,
writing it down. Right, so let's continue. Other enhancements include PS5 Pro Game Boost, which can apply to more than 8,500 backwards compatible PS4 games playable on PS5 Pro. This feature may stabilize or improve performance of supported PS4 and PS5 games. Enhanced image quality for PS4 is also available to improve the resolution on select PS4 games. PS5 Pro will also launch with the latest wireless technology, so Wi-Fi 7 in territory supporting the standard. VRR and 8K gaming are also supported. Great.
8K. There's not even any monitors that anyone can afford, normal people can afford, that are 8K.
And even then, they're
currently, but I mean, in terms of TVs, I'm sure that's going to be around in the next few years.
Oh, I definitely think so.
A couple of years ago, I did actually see an 8K TV in the flesh, and I was just literally looking at that next to a 4K monitor or 4K TV and going, what is the biggest difference in this? Not a lot. I was like, the colours might slightly pop a little bit more.
Might be a slightly bit sharper.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Well, yeah, I mean, if the screen is larger, I mean, if you're playing it on like a 32 monitor, for example, you're probably really not going to see much difference between a 4K
Would
and an
have
8K.
to be
because it's
quite
been
large.
downscale.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking like 8K in the aspect of like resolution, we're talking probably like a cinema screen now, or at least a small one.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Then it's going to look sharp there, yeah. But you know, if you're bringing it down to small.
I mean, it was this TV was like a 65-inch TV.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I have a 4K projector. That's what I watch everything. I'm not showing it. It's not that great.
Not much.
It's actually really, really great. But it's not.
It's not that great. It's really, really great.
It's really, really great. But I cannot imagine two things. One, there is a noticeable lag. I used to play Fortnite on the projector, and I couldn't keep up with the people I was playing with. There was a lag. Like,
there's an input delay to it.
Yeah, there's absolutely an input delay, so I had to switch back to PC. But we're back to, I can't see a difference. I'm going to be honest. I cannot see a difference between 4K and 8K. That could be a me thing. That could
not
be
a big surprise, though.
There's
I think
not a lot of people out there.
it's the usual thing with diminishing returns.
That exactly that.
With regular HD to 4K,
Right.
difference is gonna be more easily noticeable.
The increments
with
now
4K
are
to
tiny.
8K.
No, I would say the best way to look at this, right, and I've noticed this obviously doing the Never Watchers podcast, is looking at DVD to Blu-ray to then 4K Blu-ray. There is quite a stark difference between all three of those platforms, but once you go, once you go to 4K Ultra HD, there's not really much further that you can go other than that. It's just going to be an incremental update, and that's all.
You'd have to go really big screen for that to be really noticeable.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have a 200-inch screen, I guess is what you'd call it.
That's pretty big.
It's very big. That's what she said.
I was waiting for that, Kylie, thanks.
I couldn't help it, yeah. I'm going to get that low-hanging fruit. But...
That's what she said.
Only gets slower with age.
But no, in all honesty, I because it's an upscaler, it 8K upscales, which I realize isn't true, authentic, native 8K. I 100% understand that. I literally cannot see a different. Now, I am watching older shows, which could actually be.
Depends on where you're watching them, though, because some streaming services will upscale to 4K.
Streaming
like Disney Plus does it.
Destroys.
Right.
It's usually with the bitrate.
That's a good point, actually.
A lot of the old films on Disney are being remastered into 4K, but the bitrate is obviously quite poor on it.
I gotta say, I know we're doing video games, but I can't help it. I gotta bring it up again. Pink Floyd, The Wall, redone in 4K. It's just weird looking. It looks like someone
was
had
it AI upscaled?
It was AI.
Oh, some of those transfers
are
utterly appallingly bad.
It looked like someone was using a camera,
they've done AI upscaling on like Terminator 1 and 2 to 4K, and they've been horrifically bad.
Exactly, that's what I was just thinking of. An example they showed was, I think, Terminator or something like another one of the Arnie movies, and that looks
I don't
terrible.
like
Whereas things
like
Lord of the Rings, fantastic 4K transfers.
Because they are actual transfers and not upscales.
Yeah, exactly.
That, and also maybe CGI stuff, which a lot of Lord of the Rings is. Maybe that just fares better.
What? It's not that.
Some of it is. I know.
Some is not. There's a lot of practical.
There's a lot of practical effects there, but it always depends on how you do it. Because if you have the material on film, then you can transfer that to a high resolution more easily.
Right.
Because the film usually has that resolution already.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, because they would have it built for cinema screens that would be able to go up to that resolution anyway.
Yeah. And the CG material you can re-render on the high resolution, for example. if you have the material.
Yeah.
I have often spoke about this, but I saw when Ultra HD was a thing. I can't believe that. I walked into what America has this store called Best Buy. Which is
yes.
It's like Curry's, except a little more expensive. But so I walked in.
Curry's is pretty expensive.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is. So I walked in and they had Spider-Man. I want to say it was Spider-Man 3, playing on this new Ultra HD television. And the DVD had been upscaled. You could see the CGI. You could see it was not good. It was so bad.
Yeah, because that was also just TV internal upscaling.
Yes,
that was the TV doing it, and that's even worse than if you really do it with some computer that
does
the
terrible.
process.
And that was their selling
Absolutely.
point. That was their example. I was like, no, I'm not buying HD. Oh my god!
When those TVs were new, that was always the big selling point. Like, here you can upscale your HD and even your SD material. No thanks.
Like, no, I don't ever want to see this, because I could see like the outline of the CG where they put the flames on, and I was like, oh, I don't want to ever see that. So I've always been hesitant with this, like I do want HD in a way, but 4K, 8K, it starts getting, again, like I said, the Pink Floyd The Wall that I saw, it looks like somebody is doing it on a Handycam, a Sony Handycam. I think it almost takes some of the artistry away. Now that might be me, and I'm biased because I am.
Someone probably just ran that through a program that does an AI upscale.
Yes.
And if you do that badly, that can look weird very quickly.
It was not.
That's not a good way to do it.
It's bad. It's very, very bad.
Yeah. So I do wonder how future game developers and even movie producers, but game developers are going to have to, I don't know how they're going to do it. They'll have to do...
I mean, 8K is going to take quite a while yet for games and for movies, because we need the hardware to render it in quick enough things, and our most used hardware is still something on the lines of a 3060 RTX, which is HD. You can forget 4K with that, and 8K doubly so.
Yeah.
And even the highest cards currently do 4K.
I have
8K. Forget it.
I have a 4060 Ti.
Really?
So yes. I know.
It's gonna be your 4040.
Some kind of program for
1440 resolution is gonna be good with that one. 4K is gonna be.
But it still struggles, believe it or not. I was struggling on the game that I talked about in the intro, that Hanwell, Beyond Hanwell. Again, that's because
on which resolution?
I've just blanked out.
Was it 1440 or?
It was at least 1440.
Yeah, 1440, 60 FPS should be okay on.
Yeah, it was 60 FPS, but it couldn't render it. That's
it depends on how badly optimized the game is.
I was going to say, that's the...
Yeah, maybe that game was also not well done,
I don't think it was at all. It was terrible. But that shows you, I don't think... Again, I might be speaking out of turn here. If any developers watch this, please correct me. I don't think a lot of the games lately are being developed with future-proofing, with, 8K in mind, or even 4K.
No, definitely not.
We've seen a lot of games come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing Pete and I have talked about many times on the show. Games are coming out that are, on the basic level, 30 FPS. Now, again, I can't see a difference, but I know that other people can. And I do think that in 2024, we should be having games that are at least 60 frames per second, 4K. Come on. But we're still not seeing it. And I don't really see how PlayStation Pro and then PlayStation 6 whatever the new Xbox is going to be called. Who knows? Xbox Triangle. I don't know. Xbox Isosceles.
We're running out of letters, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Or even the Switch. Switch blows my mind.
Switch is gonna be probably mainly still HD.
Yeah, see, it's just like it's behind. It's the top seller, but it's behind technically.
But if you remember, there was a job listing a couple of years ago about them potentially implementing DLSS anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Although I think it's probably gonna be like they're gonna upscale to 1440 or something like
probably.
that.
They would have to. I mean,
At most.
Yeah.
4K, I don't think so, because that one's most definitely still gonna be a hybrid, home and portable.
You would probably think so.
The weird thing about the Switch is, as an outside observer, is it launched with a chipset that was already years behind.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's done amazing.
Because
It just goes to show you don't need the highest hardware.
No, you just need to have a good experience.
Just like, well, even like Pete and I have said many times on the show, just the Xbox X and S and PlayStation 5, just push them to their limit, because that's clearly what the Nintendo Switch is doing. Just push them to the limit. Don't like come out with a whole new machine.
You remember,
what has helped drive sales? Having games, having good games, and having fun games that people can enjoy it and talk to their friends and share them with their friends. Get their friends to buy these games as well. I mean, the PS5 has been exceptionally lackluster when it comes to games.
It absolutely has, and that is not my bias showing, because I do genuinely like. I started out as a PlayStation girl. I only became an Xbox girl after Xbox 360. Because Halo 3, you know, Halo 3.
I'm in love with Halo.
Yes, exactly. And in my mind, Master Chief and Cortana are married forever. But anyway, but my point being, I do want them, to do well, but they're not.
And to be fair, on the Xbox side, one of the devices is getting pushed as far as it can. The Series S.
Yeah,
it
does
it is.
as well
the
as it
X
can.
Will not.
It does.
It does hold back the Xbox side a bit.
It does. You have to develop
as you
differently.
see with some of the releases in the past, like Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now Wukong is being held back because of it on the Xbox.
Which is insane when you think about it, because Xbox, as we all freaking know, is owned by Microsoft. Microsoft also makes PCs. It's like, you would think they could be able to just like put the basic technology in there, basic framework in there to run those games.
But this is the problem with having two SKUs where they're incredibly different.
They are very different.
So
I didn't realize how different they were when I bought the thing. But they are.
And it's also their requirement of keeping them both as similar as possible in terms of game releases.
Of course,
That's also holding it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, let's just go through this last bit of the blog, because there is one more thing that I wanted to obviously discuss with this. So, it says that it's humbling to see how game creators have embraced the latest technology from PS5 Pro. Several games will be patched with free software updates for gamers to take advantage of the Pro's features. These games could be identified with PS5 Pro Enhanced label within their title. Some of these games will include some from Sony Studios and third-party partners, such as Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Demon's Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Gran Turismo 7, Horizon Forbidden West, Hogwarts Legacy, Spider-Man 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, The Crew Motorfest, The First Descendant, and Last of Us 2 Remastered, and more. Anyway, so just before we move on to obviously...
It's not going to get its very own independent Last of Us Remastered then?
Sorry?
Last of Us 2 Remastered. You're telling me that the PS5 Pro is not going to get its very own The Last of Us 2 or Part 2 Remastered?
I'm sure it will.
I mean, it will. I mean, it should
Last
have.
of Us 2 Pro Remastered.
and then Last of Us Part 1 remastered as well.
Remastered, rebirth, retrofitted.
I mean, it should just definitely be called remastered.
Rewind.
The prost of us.
I wanted to do something interesting. This came up in our Discord earlier on in the week, obviously, because this was doing, obviously there was a point of discussion between a lot of people in the Discord.
I am not on Discord.
So I did a quick bit of calculations. So if you were the extremist of extreme Sony fanboys or girls, if you were to go and buy a PS5 Pro, a disc drive, a vertical stand, a 3D Pulse headset, a PSVR 2, and this is not including the PS Portal, because I could, I'm just going to quickly include that as well, because why not? You are paying a grand total in Great British pounds at time of release, of obviously how much all of these were costing. £1,649.96.
Nope, F that.
And if you could spend that much money on that, you could probably get it as a tax write-off.
Probably.
Yes, which
Oh
brings...
my gosh.
Any working class person would not be able to afford that.
Okay,
No.
but look, I have a disposable income, we might say.
We know.
Yes.
I wouldn't pay that.
Every episode now.
Quite.
I wouldn't pay that. You're insane. They'd have to pay me to pay that.
Yes.
Just no. I have zero interest. Absolutely no. I'll go to freaking cash converters. I am not ashamed. I'll walk into cash converters. I ain't ashamed.
But this brings me to the point of what I was going to raise earlier on. I've decided to wait until this point to bring this up. This is why it has now led to me looking at it and going, what is the actual cost about upgrading my graphics card and my CPU instead of buying a PS5 Pro? And it's comparatively cheaper as a result.
It had to be a third to a half of that. What you have.
Well,
they
based on
with the Zen 2 processors.
Well, yeah, based on the fact that I've currently got a 3050 in my computer, upgrading to a 3070 Ti is only about 400 quid.
I was gonna say, yeah. No,
So-
that's absolutely doable.
And what's your current CPU?
It is. Let me go and have a look. Talk amongst yourself whilst I find out, because I need to go back and have a look.
I'm over a PlayStation. Yay!
Well, yes, I am currently at that point where I'm looking at my PlayStation going, why did I buy this? And I have done for a fair while.
But you got a good deal on it, didn't you?
Nope.
I remember when you got that. Oh.
Nope, I bought it brand new. And
yeah.
PlayStation is still the PS4.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, now, I don't have a PS5, or, if anybody was to ask me, would you ever consider, buying PlayStation or buying a PS5 Pro? And I go, if I was to buy a PlayStation console, it would probably be the PS4. Why? Because it has games.
Yes.
That's true. That's absolutely
very true. CD, your question is the answer to your question is I've got a Core i7 8-core 2.9 gigahertz.
It's not bad. It's not
Which
bad.
series is that? The i7, which number?
10700F.
10th generation. Yep.
Yeah.
That's still a pretty good one in comparison.
So not bad. I mean, I've currently got
You wouldn't really have to upgrade that one.
No, but I've got 32 gigs of RAM in there because I've already upgraded that, and I'm considering taking it up to 64 just to take the piss.
Yeah.
Sure.
The
So,
computer will run faster than you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything runs faster than I do, Mike. I'm a fat man.
I have to say one thing. I said this on my
I'm going to stay quiet because I'm bigger than you.
Oh goodness!
You're just taller than me.
Not by much.
Pete is very tall. Pete's taller than me. I was actually shocked by that.
And then Nana towers over the both of us, and I'm like, holy shit!
And I'm like, oh, hello, Nana. That's very true. I was quite shocked at his height.
Yes.
But, I lost my train of thought.
Anyway, we've got one final thing to go through just before, obviously, we wrap up this absolute ridiculousness of PS5 Pro. Because this comes from jmain518 on Twitter, who decided to do a breakdown or a notes version of the Digital Foundry Direct Weekly episode number 180 about the PS5 Pro. So, Last of Us Part 2. 1440p internal resolution at 60 FPS in the PS5 Pro mode.
Okay.
Same as the PS5 performance mode, with improved image quality due to PSSR.
Oh, goodness.
Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Between 1440p and 1800p internal resolution, roughly the PS5 quality mode at 40 frames per second, at 60 FPS in PS5 Pro mode, with the same setting as performance mode using PSSR to bring it up to 4K.
Noticeable optical difference if you zoom in?
Yep, so they noted that DLSS is greater than PSSR, but PSSR is greater than FSR. Alan Wake 2 modes were shown. 864p at 60 frames per second and 1260p at 30 frames per second, which is the same as the base PS5 models, and they presume it's using PSSR and not the FSR in base PS5. 60 FPS clips has SSR.
864?
864p.
That is
just
weird.
A smidgen above a... that's a smidgen above the 720p that the Switch screen outputs at.
That's weird.
Wait, is that what I was thinking?
So it says two modes shown: 864 at 60 frames and 1260p at 30 frames. So it's apparently the same as the PS5 Pro, PS5 modes, and they presume it's using PSSR and not the FSR in base PS5. Yeah. Oh dear. Anyway, Horizon Forbidden West resolution didn't look 4K. They presume it's not using PSSR, but hard to tell, thinking it is using 4K checkerboard. But again, hard to tell. PS5 versus PS5 Pro has the Pro with higher detail. Brilliant. Hogwarts Legacy.
Great.
Ray tracing reflections look better on PS5 Pro and has some visual noise in the background. What the hell is a visual noise? Okay.
Just little specs.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably...
Yeah,
that's probably just caused by upscaling.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Ray tracing shadows might be mixed with SSR, so I'm guessing this is PSSR. But look to be an improvement over base PS5. 30 frames per second in the footage, but they'll presume it will have 60 frame modes as the base PS5 already has it.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo 7. This one is probably the most interesting out of the lot. For me.
Oh dear.
Ray tracing reflections in game appear to be quarter resolution to 1080p, but it has an 8K mode. Lower resolution, 1188p in the PS5 Pro footage, and probably using PSSR to bring it up to 4K, where the base game without ray tracing reflections is native 4K. Ray tracing looks better than Forza Motorsport. Dragon's Dogma 2 and
ray tracing is still quite
it's still an early
power intensive.
Yeah, it's not as much of a difference to me.
So Assassin's Creed Shadows and Dragon Dogma 2. So DG2 looks to be running at 60 FPS and might be using PSSR. Assassin's Creed Shadow looks to be running at 864p at 60 FPS.
Crap.
Yeah, so it just states these are the analysis of the footage.
Anything that would entice me to buy this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is the and this is the point as to why I brought this up last. Because for all that money, what are you getting? Something that is not even comparable to even the base PS5.
Exactly.
So, yeah, let's just say some of the memes have been completely outstanding. And if you want to go and find most of them, it's not hard to find. Just search Twitter and just search PS5 Pro, and it will be an absolute metric ton of them.
Oh my
Even some of the Sony fanboys had a really hard time defending this, but they still did.
They still tried.
If you want a channel that absolutely completely clowns on PS5 fanboys and girls, Oh No, It's Alex is usually one that's quite interesting for that, although his delivery style leaves a lot to be desired.
Mm-hmm.
So, but he's been clowning on them ever since.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, so the fallout has been monumental, and that's where I'm going to leave it for PS5 Pro, because oh boy, what a shit show this has been.
Even
Fallout's not on
there.
PlayStation.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a PS5 Prolapse in...
No, that's the name.
There we go. We got there finally. We got there.
We finally got there. It took the whole show to finally get there. It's a PS5 Prolapse.
Oh,
Thank you.
Excellent.
There's no coming back from that.
And how long have you been sitting on that one, Mike?
Probably for like the last 30 seconds.
Okay,
How
good.
long have you been sitting on that Prolapse?
Ooh.
I just need to go and push the intestines back in.
Suck it up.
Excuse me whilst I shit this out.
Oh my goodness. So is that a speed?
That's a wrap. Good God.
Okay.
Sony, you don't
We
cease
got
to
that.
amaze us in how stupid you really are.
It's crazy. Like, yes, we have a 4 or 5 year show history. 5 years? 4 years.
We're in our 5th year. We're in our 5th. Yeah.
We do that where PlayStation is good and then it becomes bad and then it goes good again and then it goes bad again. And here we are.
Before this show, I watched the last episode of the Grand Tour.
Oh,
They
yes.
had a beetle fall down a cliff.
Yep.
That wasn't as bad as the Sony showing.
I mean, that Grand Tour episode was excellent as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that a new series or something?
It's the final one. It's the literal last ever Grand Tour, and it was very
Series
good.
finale.
Yeah. It was
the
very
last
good.
one I watched, they were in the Sahara, I want to say. I think.
Oh, they've done a
Lovely.
couple since then. Yeah,
I've done a few. Okay, I'll have to check it out then.
I
I
think.
watched River Cottage.
Anyway, but yeah, that I agree with you. Even that beetle going down, being absolutely trashed, was more epic than this showcase, and less of a
Oh
disaster.
dear.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh.
This was god awful. So anyway, thanks for listening to that utter load of drivel. That took nearly an hour.
It's true. I hope everyone enjoyed that.
We hope they did.
I hope so. I hope. It hasn't moved me to go purchase a 1,000-pound piece of equipment. No, thank you.
I don't think many have.
I am actually a cheapskate, so I
think-
cannot imagine it.
I think most of the people that are gonna buy this are gonna be content creators.
Yeah, 'cause it's
I
called a tax
agree.
write-off.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, there is that. But yeah,
It
because
almost sounds like a reverse psychology marketing ploy. Like, this is how bad the PS5 Pro is, so you're better off buying the PS5 normally, and trying to help boost numbers there, because they know that the PS5 Pro is really not going to offer anything else, and they should probably have just left them kind of specs to the PS6 anyway.
Yeah. Allegedly, analysts are saying this is supposed to be doing as well as the PS4 Pro, but I'd be very skeptical about that.
Yeah.
I am a healthy dose of skeptical about
And
that.
the worrying side of this is usually around about the time when they do a mid-gen refresh is around about what they launch it at is usually around about what they launch the next consoles at.
Yes.
Oh boy.
PS4 Pro did have quite a success. I think they sold 14 million of that.
They did, yeah. So they were projecting that PS5 Pro could potentially do up to 14 as well, but I highly doubt it at this price point.
Yeah.
But yeah, the more
So the
worrying
moral
side.
of this story, folks, is to buy a PS4 Pro.
Yeah, because you might be able to get them cheap now. Unless, of course, most of them have been blasted off out into
sales
space.
stats in 2 months after the PS5 Pro came out, and you see the PS4 Pro line going up.
Exactly.
In fact, it went so high, it went into Mordor.
There you go.
It just disappeared.
He has no hands.
Smeagol bit off the hand.
Dagger says no Amazon. Continuing on with new people for Grand Tour. Interesting.
So effectively, there's no more Grand Tour.
Yeah, there's no more Grand Tour.
By Richard Hammond.
Look what happened with Top Gear when the three of them were gone. It's no longer Top Gear.
Nothing.
Well, it's not even on TV anymore. Well, that's mostly because Freddie Flintoff had a really bad accident.
Right.
I didn't help. Mind you, Richard Hammond also did have a very, very bad accident. Well,
he did.
Several.
Now.
Several.
Yeah. Saw that.
Oh no. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
CD, I'd want to talk more about some of the stupid stuff that was happening on the Grand Tour.
We'll do that. After the episode, we can do that.
We can, yeah. Yeah, but it's only been out for a couple of days. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's true.
Go check it out on the Never Watchers podcast. Where Pete...
there you go. Which actually brings me to our next part, where everybody gets to plug what they do. CD, we'll start with you. Where can they find you in Never Neverland?
Well, for me, it's mostly on Twitter /X at ColdDeath. And when he returns, I'm going to be continuing the Turn Based Cynics podcast with Rezo, but that's still gonna be off for quite some time.
Yeah, but it will be back.
Long time in the future.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it'll be amazing. Mike, what about you? Where can they find you out in Never Neverland?
Oh, well, they can find me on Twitter or X or whatever they want to call it next week. Who knows? At Miketendo64, but also on Facebook, Tumblr as well, though we don't really use them much. Does anybody now these days?
No.
Unless it's Marketplace.
No.
We are also on YouTube. We have a website, Miketendo64.com, where we post our news, reviews, interviews, giveaways, and so much more. We have also the Game and Chat podcast, which is available on YouTube and Spotify, where we invite members of the gaming community and the industry. We're still working on the industry part, but mainly the gaming community. ColdDeath, I should probably come and have you on the show.
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll see if we can have a session.
Me have been on there.
You have, yeah. So you're the odd one out at the moment. And also to,
I'm one of the rarities
Nano and
that
Banker, maybe I should have you on as well.
I'm a rarity that I'm making a second appearance.
I know.
He is, and tomorrow that episode will come out.
Woo! But I'm the first lady of Game Chat.
You are the first lady.
Which is what I
And
said
nobody
last
can take that away
week.
from you.
She is the Chun-Li of your podcast.
He is indeed.
Oh no, I've been on, Nana. I've actually been on 2 weeks ago. I don't remember, but I've been on, and it's a Doom episode. Which actually, I was going to make that point earlier. That you don't.
Been on. It's a blur.
Yeah, exactly. I've technically
Everything
been
is
on
a blur.
twice.
You have been on twice, yes.
But the first one, the recording failed, so we did it again. Woo!
And it's such a shame because the first one there was such great pearls of wisdom there as well. And
I know.
So much gold.
That's all right. I will do it again sometime.
Yes, we will have to. We will have to. Hopefully that episode will come out in about 2 weeks Monday.
Woo!
So there'll be the episode with Splatoon with Pete that will come out on Monday. And then there is the Fall Guys episode with Middle-Aged Gamer Guy. That comes out the Monday after. And then you are then I think rolling into September. I think it's September 30th.
Yeah.
October. That's when you're on, Kylie. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Ah, no worries.
Saving the best. Not quite last, but moving into that Halloween season, I think probably Doom is a bit.
Well, I am quite frightening and scary. But Pete, that brings us to you. For you.
Yeah, well, you can find me manning the Rapid Reviews Radio X or Twitter account at our Radio Pod. Also the Blue Sky account, which is Rapid Reviews Radio, I think.
I keep
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why you had to hide away for so long.
I love that song so much.
Yes. Other than that, you can hear me, like Mike said, on the Game Chat podcast tomorrow, where we played Splatoon, and it was a rip-roaringly good time with lots of sweat involved. You'll understand what I mean when
both on screen and off screen, because it was so good.
Yes. So yeah, that was good fun. It was nice to play a game with you, your brother and Gorney as well. So thanks for having me on with that. But yeah, that's live tomorrow. We will link to it once it's in. Other than that, Never Watches podcast. It's been a bit of a slow month this month because we haven't been able to procure any decent copies of Mario Brothers, so that will be coming soon. But in the meantime, I have just noticed that unfortunately we're going to have to jump back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe because Agatha All Along is out, and is a fucking show I am not looking forward to in any way, shape, nor form. It's gonna be bad. No.
I tried watching WandaVision. I never finished it. So I got about 12 episodes in. It's just like...
I was going to say, I like the beginning of WandaVision, and then I just dropped off.
It was slop. Anyway, you can hear my thoughts on that on the Never Watches podcast. Hey, already background. That's cool. So that's on good or some bad podcast players. Mostly Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Kylie, what about you? Let's strap in for the next 20 minutes.
Strap in.
Here we go.
Strap on. You can find me in many places. Twitch.tv, KILEY_WILDE. You know you want to come join me. Over there, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes in between. But definitely Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 7 p.m. UK time. Please come follow me. Please. Even if you don't watch my streams, follow me. I just want to be an affiliate. Because I have so many plans and I can't do it until I'm an affiliate. But
I'm running out of friends to tell them to come and watch your
First of all, I'm freaking shout out to Mike. Oh my gosh.
I don't have any friends to promote it to. Sorry.
My last few subs have all been Mike's acolytes, I'll say.
Nice.
It's funny because you get like, this burns me up. But you get people who follow you and then they turn out to be bots or spammers or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you ban them. Their follows don't count. And so it's like soul crushing. But then Mike sends like 2 or 3 people your way. And they're all following you.
That many.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I think it's 3. And I was just like, because I'm kind of nervous when new people join in because I'm like, are you going to be
instinctively okay? That's about click.
Exactly. And then like Gani came up by on Friday and was like, I recognize that. Like my brain was going.
Good old Gorney. We should probably have him on our show at some point.
Well,
yes, you should. I'm surprised he hasn't been on already.
I know. We should get him at least to watch us.
Probably because he's streaming right about now.
Oh,
There's a conflict in stream.
Oh, that makes sense. But yeah, it was so funny because I was like, I know that name. I can't place it because obviously I'm not on Discord very often. I get on Discord on Sundays and that's it. And then they were like, I'm Mike's friend. And I was like, I recognize your name. You're in the Discord. So yes, that's been amazing. But you can find me there. And then crazily enough, don't ask me why, my YouTube has really been taking off. I got 5 subs last week, first of all. Hey. But people really love me just being a dork on shorts. So if you're really into a really big major dork doing dorky massive dorky things, just search Kiley Wilde on YouTube, because holy crap, I'm there. People really love Hitman streams too. And again, I don't play Hitman the way it's supposed to be played. I just want to make that clear before anyone joins in on a Hitman stream. I don't play it the right way.
I mean, what even is the right way?
There you go. I do get my targets and I get to the exit. Yeah. So it's always a fun adventure. But yes, on Mondays we do FPS. On Wednesdays we do weird games, and then on Friday we do scary games. Well, supposedly scary. I've yet to be jump scared. Fingers crossed, I'll find something that scares me. Who knows? And I'm trying my hand at cozy, wholesome games on Saturday. I have failed 2 weeks in a row.
With varying success.
Yes. I tried so hard, and I am just not a wholesome person, but I'm gonna keep trying. But yeah, it's a good community. It's a welcoming community. No judgment. No, just we're there to have fun. You can tell me if your day sucks. We'll try and make your day better. And you can just watch me be a complete goofball and play games completely wrong. Just absolutely wrong. I have a friend that tried to watch me the other day, and he was like, I can't watch you play. I was like, why? He's like,
shouting at the screen,
yes!
at
Like,
the monitor.
So angry.
You give Gamer Joe's a bad name.
Yeah, he's like, I can't do it. You made me so angry. I was like, oh, okay. At least you follow me. You don't have to watch me.
Follow is all that matters.
Yeah, exactly. You don't stick around. But then
He only wants you for one thing.
That's right.
You never told me that. You told me I have to watch till the very end.
Well, yeah, Pete, you have to. It's in your contract.
I never signed anything.
Yeah, you just
You should have read the small print.
I never signed anything. There was no contract. Lies. Lies.
Lies. But I said, I do like what Nana said before I go on. He said, you could say there were Michaelites. Yes, exactly. Yes, and they've been such a great addition to our community. But also, if
we are one, we are many.
One
the power of many.
Speaking of bad shows.
Very good. But I'm also on TikTok. I'm way too old to be on TikTok. And here's the weird thing. First of all, tangent time.
Oh my god.
Oh no, we were so close.
We were so close.
You were. Strap in, strap on.
Never.
I don't understand TikTok. I don't understand YouTube Shorts. But what I do know is that I put what I thought. Sometimes I just throw content up constantly because that's what you do, you know. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't.
Welcome to the show.
Exactly. But me and two friends of mine, like back in March, we played what's called Bad Cards, which is just Cards Against Humanity, but it's done in a browser. Like because I ran out of ideas and we had to come up with something, and so yeah, so one. So one of the guys was like, let's do this. So we played that. And it's literally Cards Against Humanity. So I posted a clip from that up on YouTube and TikTok. And it took off. And I'm like, I just did that as filler. That's not even, I didn't put any heart in that. I didn't put any effort in that. I just threw it up there for filler. And it took off. And it's huge. And it's like, I can't figure this stuff out. I'm just going to keep throwing spaghetti at the wall. And if something sticks, there you go. So, if you like random chaos, join me over on TikTok.
Here's carbonara.
Yeah. Just a whole pasta family on my wall.
Tagliatelle.
Apparently, that's what sticks. But no, feel free to go follow me on that. I am on X, but I don't. It's like that's a like aggregate. Like I it does it automatically. I'm never really on there. It's just not my thing. None of this is my thing. I don't know why it took off on YouTube, but I'm not going to complain.
Because you are a wholesome person, Kiley.
Yes, I'm so wholesome and good.
You may not play wholesome games, but you are a wholesome person.
Someone told me the other day, what did she say? She goes, I want my kids to watch you. And then I felt like I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
They're under 10.
Yeah, don't
You heard,
like,
you heard
have
that
to
Metal Gear Solid sound.
Yeah. She's like, but you're so sweet and you're so cute and you're so, sassy and everything. I was like, I mean, yes.
Well,
So, I am trying to at least have one wholesome episode. It's just not working out. I keep ruining it within 5 minutes. But anyway, that is our show for today. If you're listening to us, please join us over on twitch.tv so you can watch us, twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews, where you can join in the conversation and watch us be silly. It's fun to be silly. And we'll make you laugh. And me and CD drink a lot. And actually, Mike's drinking. He's drinking rum. So, see, we all drink.
I did. I mean, I've been empty for a while.
Oh, well, that's
a you problem, though.
That is a me problem, because now I'm worried about whether I can get out of this chair or not. Without falling over. I'm going to wait till you finish the stream.
Is that
and
why
then
you're
I will
side on?
Pretty much. I'm holding myself up onto the bar right now.
we're just gonna see the camera turn off, and then we're gonna hear a.
Well, from what I know, but a human bladder is not quite this big, and I have consumed this entire thing. So I'm just saying, I might have to leave soon. But we do like to stick around after the recording for a little bit and play with our chat, because they're amazing and wonderful, and they make us very happy. But I think that's going to do us for the episode itself, which has been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. Thank you too much. Thank you too much? That's not the phrase.
Oh my god.
Thank you so
You can
much.
never thank somebody too much.
How we've made it this far, I still don't know.
I don't know. But I thank you so much to our guests, CD and Miketendo. And
Thank you.
I can guess at this point. They're just part of the bloody furniture.
I know at this point. But that's going to do it for us, folks. So we will see you and talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Rapid Reviews Radio podcast. You can find the podcast on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and various other podcast platforms. You can also find the video version by searching Rapid Reviews on YouTube, and watch the podcast recording live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Rapid Reviews at 7:30 PM UK time every Sunday. Please make sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at RRRadioPod, and for all the latest reviews, visit www.rapidreviewsuk.com or on Twitter at RapidReviewsUK.